Free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. Free speech lives here. It's Kayal and Company on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
And away we go. Live on this Tuesday, April the 4th. It is indeed Kayal and Company. Here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. We are always live on the free Odyssey app and, of course, on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. The radio station at 1210 WPHT. I'm at Kayal, Kayal. 855-839-1210, the phone number. Dawn Stenzlin with the news. Greg Stocker, the chairman of the board. Daniel Valdez, Anthony Torrenzo, our associate producers. Oh, man. Anything going on in the world of media sensationalism, legal issues, former presidents of the United States of America? I feel like I'm watching O.J. Simpson all over again, 1995.
Yeah, with the Trump plane and oh my Lord.
You know, if Trump really wants to troll America today, now I know he's already at Trump Tower, so he's probably not going to have to travel too far to the actual courthouse later today at 11 o'clock and then probably be out of there a little bit after 2:15 p.m. But he should rent from like Hertz Rent-A-Car or Enterprise. He should rent the new Ford Bronco.
Stop.
Because they're back in circulation.
Yeah.
The last couple of years.
The white ones?
I don't know if I've seen the white one, but the Ford Bronco went away about 20 some years ago.
But by the way,
now it's back.
By the way, not to get off on a tangent here, but you know, like those 70s and 80s Broncos are like a thing.
Oh yeah.
People collect them. They go like off-roading with them. There's like a whole like club for people who have those old Broncos.
And they really took off in the 90s with OJ.
Yes.
I mean, even Al Cowlings wanted one. And they had identical vehicles, I believe. Good morning, Dawn. How are you?
Good morning.
Gregory?
Yep.
We got a lot to get to today. This is going to be glorious. This is the kind of day you dream of as a talk show host. We've got equity coming up in the big take. We've got Trump mania, Biden and balloons, Bud Light, Kaepernick, and gassy cows. Sounds great, Donald. And we'll spend a lot of time on you this morning. Oh, boy. Shout out to our audience. Thank you to everybody for the month of March. It was tremendous. That is all I can say. If I try to give out numbers, Greg will put a gag order on me like he's Alvin Bragg.
No, thank you to the hundreds of thousands of you that have streamed us on 1210 WPHT on the Odyssey app. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And a big shout out to Dawn Stenzlin, Greg Stocker, D'Anthony.
D'Anthony. I like that.
Well,
D'Anthony.
You got to consolidate
yes,
these days.
I mean,
Daniel
one
Valdez
salary
and
for
Anthony
both of them.
Torrenzo. That's correct. You guys both split $12 an hour. Have at it. All right. We got a lot to get to this morning. Let's swing it on over to a huge part of this program. And we would not be where we are without her. It's the great Dawn Stenzlin with the 6 o'clock news.
And good morning. I'm going to begin with breaking news. We are sponsored this morning by Rhino Shield. 50 degrees, warming up to the 70s. But the breaking news right now, we have firefighters on the scene of a deadly house fire. Killed 2 children, injured 2 firefighters. This is going on in Upper Darby, Delaware County, suburbs of Philadelphia. So according to the fire chief on the scene, this started within the past 2 hours on the 300 block of Margate Road. When crews arrived, they say they were encountered those heavy flames on the second floor of the home where 2 children had been sleeping. The children's mom was able to jump out a back window. She's in an area hospital right now being treated for her injuries. I don't know the extent of the injuries of those firefighters. So we have that going on this morning, just a tragic scene there. And Philadelphia police saying that 2 teenagers were shot last night. This happened in the city's Holmesburg section. The shooting just after 8:30 p.m. on the 3000 block of Solly Ave, right across from Father Judge High School. A 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, both injured. We're told they're in the hospital. Doctors were able to stabilize their conditions. But so the police chief inspector Scott Small on this scene, huge scene there with Father Judge High School releasing a statement confirming the shooting was near the school's playground. However, there were not any students from Father Judge High School involved or injured. That statement from the school, as well as Philadelphia Police Department, which continues the investigation. And we know that they're looking at surveillance video. We have no arrests on that one. We obviously have the cleanup going on from the deadly severe storms that had moved through our region over the weekend, and investigating the deadly situation in Sussex County, Delaware. But as far as the Trump indictment proceedings, security tight within the last half hour. We know that NYPD moving barricades over and creating more barriers, a perimeter, if you will, around the courthouse, and all the drama yesterday with Trump flying from Mar-a-Lago to Manhattan. So it's a circus-like scene, whether they want that or not. But we're learning new information, obviously, as to what will be allowed, what will not be allowed. And we, of course, have got it all covered for you as the next 8 hours unfold in real time. We are sponsored by Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again, thanks to Rhino Shield. Ceramic coating guaranteed for life. Call John Gigley at Rhino Shield right now. Save 20%. Visit myrhinoshield.com or call 844-RHINO-99, 844-RHINO-99. And, of course, we thank John Gilgee. He was here for our Ryan Mannion situation. We all had a great time meeting him and appreciate his support. So thank you, Rhino Shield, for sponsoring all of our breaking news this 6 a.m. hour. T-Mobile Weather Center forecast real quick here, and it's going to be a beauty of a day as we look at what's going on. 39 degrees right now, so yes, starting out chilly, but the T-Mobile Weather Center forecast says we're going to be sunny, 72. Tomorrow the clouds move in, but still we have quite a spring-like week with actually today they've just revised this, 75 today, 77 for your tomorrow. Thursday, 83 degrees.
Woo-hoo.
However, some little few showers may move in, but still 75 today, 77 tomorrow, 83 Thursday. And then Friday, we dip back down to 61 and partly sunny. And I should say, yes, our Phillies, a little bit depressing. New York Yankees routing the winless Philadelphia Phillies 8-1.
1-8.
I know. Well, 1-8 in my world because I'm Philly centric, right?
Damn right.
So that's how I say it.
How she rolls.
But defending our National League champs, we are 0-4 for the first time since 2016. Home opener, obviously.
Or 0-4.
Huh?
Or 0-4.
Or 0-4. What do you say? 0-4?
No, 0-4.
0-4.
But in your defense,
Lord.
they have 0 wins. They do not have 0 wins. So
That's right.
You can
We
say
have 0
0-4
wins.
or 0-4.
We are a 0. We are
Right.
losers.
Wait. Hang on, sports guy. When have you ever heard anybody ever say 0-4?
KYW News Radio is saying it this morning.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that's why. That's the only reason I said it.
We might need to put like jars in every studio.
I'm
in
gonna
this
have
building.
to.
I know.
I'm gonna have to hear that. I'm gonna have to hear that report.
By the way,
Dave Uram is saying that over
No.
on KOW.
Get
Not
you
Dave.
Ram down here.
Okay.
Not Dave.
By the way, they've been outscored 37-12 in 4 games. They're like me in a slow pitch softball league, just getting beaten to death.
By the way, just out of curiosity, is this pitch clock making these games any shorter?
Not that I know of.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so because I tuned in last night. It was like still the 4th inning. I'm like, what's happening?
We might have to install a season clock and just wrap this thing up already.
Well, here's a Dave Ram stat for you. Philadelphia has started 0-5 since 1934.
Wait, what?
We the last time we started 0-5, if we lose before our home opener,
Right.
it would be 1934 would be the last time we were starting 0-5 at
Probably
the home opener.
Probably a strong chance that nobody in our audience was around for that either.
So there it is. This is Kayal and Company News Live.
All right, Dawn, thank you very much. 855-839-1210. Let's get to a Tuesday Big Take.
The Big Take on Kayal and Company.
All right, this morning's big take, grooming victims through equity in education. You know, it's one of their three favorite words, equity. We hear it all the time from today's administration. We hear diversity, we hear equity, and of course, we hear inclusion. Buzzwords, catchphrases, and toxic vocabulary, all meant to elicit an emotional response from whom they hope will take the bait, because that's what the left does. They sell fear and hope that you will buy it. And once you buy it, they continue to repackage it and rebrand it for generation after generation. And that is exactly what's going on in our schools. Educators across America, many of whom are progressive, are telling the youth of today that they are already behind in their development and their odds of succeeding in America based on their identity alone. Equity is defined as the quality of being fair and impartial. And I would say that today, America has never been better with fairness and impartiality. But don't tell that to the teachers' union and left wing educators, because they are telling children that they are already victims. They are telling kids that not everybody starts in the same place, but the goal is to end up in the same place. We love hearing that quote from the Veep, Kamala Harris, except it's simply not true. Not everybody will end up being successful. Some people are born with more skills or smarts than others. It doesn't mean you can't get to where you want to be. You just might have to work harder than others, let your merit shine and break through, and cash in on what we like to call capitalism. Life isn't fair. Life isn't easy, but the left instills a victimhood culture of dependency merely on traits such as race, gender, and identity. Last week on Kayal and Company, one of our callers, Tom from Cherry Hill, called into our show to tell us how in Collingswood, New Jersey, they have an entire school board dedicating meetings to equity. He said it was posted on YouTube, and we found it. Take a listen to this school administrator waxing on about equity.
We had an equity committee back starting in 2018. We had a district equity council in 2020. We also conducted an audit in partnership with Rowan University and their Center for Equity and Success, in addition to my independent transition and review of the district through this lens of equity. And so all of those are the foundation for the work that then led for the development of our strategic plan, which was a 6-month journey that started in 2021 and got us to June of 2022. And so when we think about our collective mission, our mission is by building on the strengths of our diverse community, we commit to providing an inclusive and supportive environment that inspires and empowers every student. So that's our mission.
Conducting an audit on equity. You've got to be kidding me. Now, that was just under 1 minute of a mail-delivered Kamala Harris-esque word salad on equity. And it all sounds so witty and intelligent and next level. Yet when you try to unpack it, you end up with nothing. It's a word salad without the dressing. The substance is the dressing, and there's no dressing. Nice work, though. Also slipped in the other two buzzwords at the end. Did you hear the diversity and inclusive buzzwords that go along with equity? And this guy is probably stealing a decent salary to put together slideshows packed with nothing and set to deliver them to parents and enrage people. I can see why Tom from Cherry Hill alerted us to this. That's your tax dollars hard at work. Forget about reading comprehension and mathematics and where our children are really behind when it comes to academic advancement since the pandemic. But no, let's focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, because you can really monetize that as you grow and enter the workforce, as well as pronouns. Can't forget those, because that all falls under the identity umbrella. As far as I'm concerned, all of this might be able to be taught in the private sector, in private schools, where parents maybe knowingly enter into an institution for their children with what they already understand to be an identity curriculum and what it entails. And that applies to colleges and universities as well, because we're not just talking about kids K through 12. Point in case, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis putting an end to this in Florida when it comes to post-high school education. Take a listen to DeSantis.
Our legislature is currently in session, and they are going to be passing legislation, which I will sign, to make Florida the first state in America to eliminate these DEI departments from our university system. They say it's about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but in reality, it's using the university's administrative bureaucracy to impose an ideological agenda. It's not, DEI stands for, the way it's practiced, division, exclusion, and indoctrination, and that has no part in our public institutions.
Entire departments dedicated to this absurdity around the country. And I like the rebranding there. DEI, division, exclusion, indoctrination. It's exactly what it is. It's not diversity, equity, and inclusion, which Collingswood and other schools in our listening area are implementing right now at this very moment in time. We also gave you the story last week on how Florida and DeSantis have implemented school vouchers statewide for parents and families, school choice for every family, even families making over $130,000 a year combined household income. It shouldn't matter your tax bracket. It's your children. It's their future. And I think all states should have this. But it's gaining momentum and it's picking up steam. Texas also jumping in on the school voucher program. Texas Governor Greg Abbott also signing legislation to give parents and families in the Lone Star State the choice to put their children in schools that focus on education and growth, social and communication development, not indoctrination and victimhood. Why are we telling our children at 6, 12, 15 years old that they are already victims? Look around society today. I would argue that 6, 10, 12, 15-year-old kids have it better than they've ever had it before. And I thought it was pretty great in the 90s. But it's funny how the red states seem to get things right when it comes to simple things like focusing on the basics in our education system. And it's sad how so many states allocate your money and their funds to departments that are dedicated to all of this Biden administration buzzword nonsense and cliches that sound so lovey-dovey and great on paper until you actually peel back the curtain and realize what it truly is. And that's the big take.
The Big Take on Kayal and Company.
All right, big take on this Tuesday morning. If you want to jump in, 855-839-1210. We'll take your reaction to that. Appreciate Tom from Cherry Hill for providing the spark and thought for that last week. We'll come back. It is a big day in Trump world. All the media networks, all the vehicles, all the satellites, all the cameras, all the technology waiting eagerly the arrival of the